Well, hello everyone. It's Mary Bush with Stampin' in the Sand, and thank you for joining me today. I can tell you I'm exhausted, so we're going to hope that this goes well. We have just returned. Hi, Christina. We returned from our trip to Atlanta late last night. We were down there for me to attend our demonstrator on stage event. And we towed our camper down so we could bring the dogs with us. So yesterday was spent all day in the car and then trying to park our camper back on the farm where it belongs. And it was really muddy and it was not pretty. So we started sinking. It wasn't good. But anyways, so today my husband and I have spent all day trying to recover and we can't seem to get out of our own way. So, I don't know. Maybe it's the weather. It's overcast and cold. We're just tired of being cold here. And I know those of my friends that are still in Massachusetts with all the snow they've been having are telling me to just suck it up, Buttercup, and at least there's no snow on the ground. But it's cold in South Carolina, and it's not supposed to be that cold. Hi, Mary. I'm glad you have sun in Minnesota because it is just not sunny here in coastal South Carolina. It's overcast again. But anyways, so I attended our onstage event on Saturday and had my mind just blown. I think that's part of why I'm so tired and I'm fighting a headache, because if you've been watching some of the news trickling in from other demonstrators, it was quite the event. There was a lot of information that was put out there. And we're all trying to digest it all and get it out to everyone in the best means possible. We were under a gag order through yesterday afternoon. And the gag order has been lifted. So now you will see all the information that we have to give you and why we're all have our heads spinning. So anyways, the biggest news, I guess, that is coming out that everyone is just freaking out about, so to speak, is the 2018 Color Revamp. So if you saw my post yesterday regarding the retirement list, the Stampin' Up retirement list, yes, Barbara, Somerville, South Carolina, it's cold. I'm in Georgetown. It's freezing here. This is ridiculous. But anyways, if you caught my retiring list announcement yesterday, you would have seen just the absolute immense amount of product that is retiring this year. What does it all mean? Okay, well, for starters, you probably saw that we're having a complete 2018 Color Revamp. Okay, so we are losing a bunch of our core colors, okay? So we're losing the 2016-18 in colors that I've been telling you about for the last few weeks. We're also losing some of our neutrals, some of our brights, some of our subtles, and our regals colors. They are being replaced by some new in colors, new colors, period, and some older colors are returning. So we're getting 5 new in colors, which we knew that was going to happen, but we're also getting 2 new core colors and we're getting 6 returning in colors. Okay, so these in colors that are coming back were retired, a few years ago through last year and are now returning to our core families. So this is very exciting information. I know a lot of people are overwhelmed and some people are very disappointed. Some are shocked. This is what our new color lineup is going to look like. I will have more information and more product to show you on Thursday. So excuse the fact that I just have a PDF here to show you, printed off on the computer. But this is very exciting, and don't be upset about it. Change is good when it comes to colors. The colors that we're retiring, they've been around for a long time. They've paid their dues. and they've supported us well, but I think we're all going to be really excited about all these new colors coming our way and what they're going to do to our artistic abilities. And remember, just because these colors are retiring doesn't mean you can't use them. Buy them, buy your ink pads, buy your ink refills, buy your cardstock, buy your ribbon, buy your designer series paper that has these retiring colors in it. If you have a re-inker and an ink pad, that ink pad is going to serve you for many years to come. I have some really, really old ink colors here from the last revamp, and my ink refills have held up. I haven't even re-inked some of my ink pads. So don't be afraid of a color refresh. This is awesome news. Look at what you can have. You can have all of these colors that are going away, plus all of these new colors that are coming our way and our old colors that are staying, and have all of these colors to choose from with your stamping. Just because they're retiring doesn't mean that you can't continue to play with them. They're not going to just go up in smoke and go poof. You're going to have them forever. If I showed you my stack of old retired colors that I still play with and still love, you'd understand where I'm coming from. So don't be afraid. Just embrace it. I'm so excited about these new colors. I am just beside myself. And to welcome back some of my old ink colors, that's even better. I mean, Blackberry Bliss, oh my God, that was my favorite color. I cried when Blackberry Bliss went away, and Mossy Meadow, and now they're back. But they never went away. I just couldn't use them in my classes or my live video presentations because I didn't want people to love them as much as I did and not be able to buy them, but they're coming back now. Yay, I get to use them again. So just because these colors are retiring doesn't mean that you can't use them. So please stock up on your re-inkers, buy your ink pads, get your, like I said, get your cardstock, get your designer series paper, get your ribbons, and continue to love them. The other reason, or the other thing that's happening rather with our color refresh, or actually I guess a refresh is when we lose and change out a few colors. This is a complete revamp, is the ink pads. So these ink pads have been around for quite some time. I know quite a few people have had some problems with them, not being so user-friendly if they had arthritis or things of that nature because of the push, pull, and slide mechanism. So what we were told at On Stage is that the molds to make these ink pads has reached its expiration date. I didn't know that molds had an expiration date, but these had an expiration date and they had reached it. So their choice was to reproduce the molds, new molds, to carry forward with the exact same design for another 10, 20 years, however long it's been, or refresh the cases at the same time that they were doing the color revamp. So they have decided to change our cases. So the cases that are coming out, they're now a lift up from the front and flip back style. I do not have any to show you today. However, I will have some on Thursday to show you. So if you come back on Thursday, I will have some of the new cases. And that's just one more thing that's changing. So that's why when you go online and you go and check in for our retirement list, you will see all of the colors of ink pads retiring. And it's not that the colors themselves are retiring, it's that this case is retiring. So they're going to sell off as much inventory as they possibly can of this old style of ink pad, whether the color is continuing on or retiring. So that's why you're seeing all the colors of ink pads on that retiring list. So it's all very exciting. I see Sharon saying they hope they fit the Color Caddy. The Color Caddy, I'm told, I don't own the Color Caddy, but I am told they fit the Color Caddy. It's just not as snug a fit. So you can continue to use the Color Caddy with your new ink pads. It's just not going to be as tight a hold in the rack. Just can't tell you any more about it because I don't have it. Samantha, no, the retiring items are not currently on sale. I do not have any information as to whether or not they will be. What I can tell you is that on the retiring list, when you see a bundle, okay, so that's a stamp set and a die, or a stamp set and a punch together, bundles do not carry forward into the next catalog. So for example, this stamp set here, the Lovely Inside Out, it does have a coordinating die, okay? But carrying, if it were to carry forward, if the stamp set and its coordinating die were to carry forward, the bundle would be discontinued. So you would be able to purchase the stamp set separately, the die separately, but your save 10% when you bundle would go away. So any bundles that you see on our retiring list that you haven't purchased, that you've been holding off for whatever reason, now is the time to buy them, because you will still get your 10% off. Okay, so yes, the stamp set and the dies, or the stamp set and the punch, may carry forward into the new catalog, but you will no longer get your 10% discount on the bundled set, because it will be split apart. Okay, so bundles don't carry forward. That's the most important thing I can tell you. I can tell you today, I probably placed what's the biggest order I've ever placed in my whole entire life as a demonstrator or a customer. I'm kind of still horrified that I did it. But I myself grabbed 2 bundles that I had been waiting to buy for whatever reason, that just kept getting pushed off on my list, and I hadn't purchased it, but I still wanted it. But I knew if the stamp sets and the dies or the punch were going to be carried forward into the next catalog, I was going to lose my bundle pricing. So when I placed my order today for my demonstrator pre-order, I included those bundles because I still was going to get my 10% off. And in June 1st, when the catalog went live, if those products were in that catalog, I wasn't going to get my 10% off anymore. And every penny counts. Even for me, even being a demonstrator, every penny counts. It took me 3.5 hours to place my demonstrator pre-order this morning, shuffling product in and out and moving it around and trying to get the best deal that I could for myself. So, you know, if you want to get those bundles, really get them now when you can save your 10%, because you can use that 10% you save for more stuff later on and get that savings. So that brings me to a couple other points. Why is now a great time to join Stampin' Up and join my team? I think I've been talking about this for a few weeks now. Because not only can you select your $125 worth of product, and that can be any product, meaning retiring list items or non-retiring list items, bundles, or what I call single pick. I was from the retail industry, so we called it single pick, but I guess Stampin' Up calls it a la carte. I call it single pick items. So you get to choose your $125 worth of product of your choice from anything, any current catalog, occasions, or annual catalog, retiring list, clearance rack, etc., etc. Pay only $99. Your shipping is free. So what does that mean? That means that today you can place your order for $125 worth of product, pay $99, have it shipped for free. Then tomorrow you can turn around and participate in a demonstrator only pre-order that we are now enjoying for the month of April as demonstrators. And then in May, you can qualify to take place in another demonstrator pre-order from the new annual catalog. And all of those orders, extra orders, you're going to save an instant 20% on. Okay, so if you buy bundles as a demonstrator, you have your 10% off on the bundled price, and then you get an additional 20% off on top of that. So it's a great time. Now is a great time to sign up. I'm so excited to be welcoming some more demonstrators to my team, because we're not only are we doing the color refresh, so you can get 20% off all your ink pads that come out in the new colors, but you can also get 20% off on all that new catalog product. So I have links at the top of this post that will take you to more information on joining Stampin' Up! As a new demonstrator and joining my team. You can also PM me or text me, and I'm happy to talk to you about the benefits. And no, there is no obligation. So you don't ever have to place another order. I'm happy to talk to you about that as well, but it is a no obligation thing. So that talks about that. The other thing I wanted to mention is Paper Pumpkin. I posted earlier today here on my Facebook page about the Paper Pumpkin. I had a sneak peek at On Stage in Atlanta. I posted it in the comments section under that post because I know some folks, they don't like their Paper Pumpkin spoilers. So I posted it as a comment. I can tell you that April is a nautical theme, and it had me running to boost my subscription. So I was going to get 2 kits this month instead of 1 because that's how excited I was about that kit. And we still have the save 50% on your first 2 months for new subscribers. So if you follow the links that I posted, you will save 50% on April and May's kits. And basically that's like a BOGO. Buy 1 month, get 1 month free, if you want to look at it that way. And today's the last day to sign up to get April's kit. So if you like that nautical theme, or if you're enticed by the sneak peek photo that I put in, today is the very last day to sign up to be a Paper Pumpkin subscriber and get that kit, that April kit. The coupon code is good through May, but that kit for April, you have to sign up by today in order to get it. So that is just more information for you. Nancy, do we still have to sell 300 a quarter? You still have to sell or purchase 300 a quarter, but that's just to stay active. So there's no reason that you can't take advantage of the deal now. And if you can't meet the 300 a quarter minimum, then you just go back to being a regular customer. So you don't lose anything. You have everything to gain, but you don't lose anything. So it's kind of like it's like a try it type period, because they're not going to, if you don't meet your $300 minimum for that quarter, they're not going to come take your stuff away. You still get your stuff. You just fade off. And you're no longer a demonstrator and you go back to being a customer. So there's really no reason not to try it, I don't think. I mean, there's just everything to gain and there's no reason why not to try it. But I'm happy to answer any other questions if you want to contact me privately. I'm happy to discuss that with you. No problem at all. So I don't know what else I have for hot news to go over. I know the retiring list and the colors are a lot to digest as it is. Also, as I mentioned on Thursday, I am getting a huge order. I mean, disgustingly huge. I'm horrified huge. And I'm going to have my live at 5 and do a card class using current product. I may even do a Throwback Thursday and bring back some oldies but goodies to show you how just because it's retiring doesn't mean you can't continue to use it and play with it and love it. And then UPS doesn't usually get to my house until 6:30, which is really sad. I want to cry. But UPS doesn't usually get to my house until 6:30. So I'll probably do my live at 5 for my card class and then come back maybe at 7 or 7:30, depending on dinner and everything with the hubby. And then do a catalog, not catalog reveal, but the box reveal. Open my box on Thursday after it's arrived and show you what I got. Show you all the new stuff that's coming our way. So that's exciting. So let's do some stamping. Okay, so I don't have a plan. I was fighting a headache all day and you know, digesting information, so I don't have a plan. But have this stamp set, and I just got it last week, so I haven't even used it. And I bought it because I absolutely wanted this Hugs. So I'm going to use this stamp set and we're going to make a card. I just don't know what it's going to look like. So maybe you can help me. Maybe we'll just do some, you know, what do you thinks and see what everybody thinks. In the meantime, if you are placing those orders for anything that's on the retiring list or any other current product, and you use this week's hostess code when you're shopping in my online store, which is at stampinthesand.stampinup.net, I am sending out free card tutorial PDFs with every order, and the free Eastern Palace card kits that I showed last week during my Live at 5s with any $50 order. So that's a 6-card kit featuring 6 card bases and 6 sheets, 6 card size sheets of Eastern Palace Designer Series paper, and that's going out free to all customers who place that $50 order using this hostess code. And I must give a shout out to those of you who have placed orders. I'm just slightly behind with sending out my card kits and my tutorials because of the trip. But I am going to be playing catch up very quickly this week. So I will be sending out emails containing your card tutorials and your shipping information for your card kits, where they are in shipping. So thank you for your patience. It was just, we were gone, I think, 5 days. So I just fell a little bit behind, but I'm going to catch up. I promise. Your card kits are coming. You know, they are coming. They're on their way. I just have to get to the post office. So bear with me. So let's do some stamping. What I'd like to do is play with this Petal Garden Designer Series paper stack. It is going to be retiring. Our Designer Series papers do not tend to carry over into the next year's annual catalog. So you can find this online or in the catalog. Petal Garden Designer Series paper stack. It's a 6x6 cardstock Designer Series paper stack, pattern paper. We've used it a couple of times in classes. I have some samples here for you to take a look at. These are just some note cards that I had made up during another one of my classes. And this used the Petal Passion suite of products for the stamp sets and this paper. And then we had created these cards during a Live at 5, I think even last week, but my brain's so shot, I don't remember. I think we made these last week. And this stamp set with the Live, Laugh, Love, and Enjoy the Little Things, I believe that's on the retiring list as well. So you may want to grab that one. So that made some nice cards there. So I'm going to just pick a pattern, and I need my trimmer. And I'm going to move, these are the inks that coordinate with this Designer Series paper. So I just pulled those out so I'd have them ready to go. And if you're ever wondering how you can get perfect color coordination with the Stampin' Up! Products, all of our Designer Series papers contain a full list on the back of the package that tells you which colors are tied into the artwork. I'm trying to read a comment and I can't because it's going into the darkness. So I'm getting distracted. I have to look back to what I'm doing here. So all of the colors used in creating the patterns on the Designer Series papers are listed on the back. So for example, the Petal Garden Designer Series paper, it contains Calypso Coral, Old Olive, Pool Party, Rich Razzleberry, Sweet Sugar Plum, and it has Whisper White as opposed to Very Vanilla as one of its core colors. So those are the inks that I have pulled. And we just need to select a paper. And I think I want to use a rose pattern. I think I'll use this one. So I'm going to use this one. And I'm keeping it simple for myself. And I have just a Whisper White card base. I've cut this in a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, so I can do it landscape or I can do it vertically. And then I have a mat, and this is just Old Olive 4 by 5 1/4. That'll just mount onto the front of the cardstock, and then I can cut down my designer series paper. So if my cardstock here, the Old Olive is 4 by 5 1/4, I think I'm going to take it down just 1/8 of an inch. I think that's what I want to do. I think I hear Baby Bo barking. That's all I need, right? Baby Bo barking. So I've done that, and then I'm going to go down 1/8 of an inch from 5 1/4. And I'm going to hold on to that. Get rid of my trimmer. And the trimmer fell on the floor. How do you like that? I bet that's never happened to any of you. That you've been stamping and your trimmer or some other big piece of equipment has hit the floor and made a very large noise. All right, so now I have that beautiful rose pattern, and I want to send some hugs. So and like I said, I have not used this stamp set. I just got it. And I had an idea for this, but I think I've just decided I'm not going to do it. I was going to put a sun in there, but this paper doesn't really call for a sun. So I think I'm going to use this splot right here. And I'm going to stamp that on some Whisper White because that's the color that has been used in the paper. And I think I'm going to use Sweet Sugar Plum and Rich Raspberry. And we're going to see how this comes out because, again, I have kind of an idea in my head, but I have absolutely no idea how this is going to turn out. But isn't that what we all do? We all just come up with ideas and play with it, and then if it doesn't work, we either make it work or we brush ourselves off and move on, right? All right, so I've got my hugs. I'm going to ink it up. And I caught a major edge there. See the goops? I'm going to get a Q-tip. All right, I think I'm going to get a Q-tip. Yep. All right. So I got a Q-tip, and then just so I don't get that halo, I'm going to remove some of the ink so I don't rock and catch a halo. I'm sure you've done that before, right? Okay, so I want my hugs. I think I better do it this way. It's safer because I want to cut it. I want to cut it out. Look at how pretty that is. I want to cut it out with, I think I want to cut it with a stitched oval. But I'm not sure. Let's see how this comes out first. All right, and of course, I'm so prepared that I have one ink block. All right, so I'm gonna try this. Let's see how this works, because I don't know that this is gonna work. If it's going to be what I want it to be. I'm just trying to use one stamp set and one designer series paper to make this card. Okay. And then I want to cut it out. I had an idea to do it as an oval. That was my plan anyway. So I've got my stitch shapes and I have my layering ovals. So let's see what we can get here. that might be a little big. And that looks a little small. Do I want it big? Or do I want it small? I think I want it smaller. All right, I'm gonna close that up. I have to move, these are for another project idea that I have, so we'll see what we have going on by the time this card is done. So I'm gonna move this aside. Need my big shot. So I went to IKEA this weekend because I'm outgrowing my space. I went to IKEA this weekend and bought 3 bookcases because I was thinking I was gonna throw the couch out of my room, this giant couch. And now I'm looking at the couch going, I kind of like having my couch, but I really need this. I need the storage space. So we went to IKEA and we bought 3 bookcases. And you know, you go to IKEA and they're flat and you have to put them together and they're wicked heavy. So we get all these boxes, we get them in the truck. One of them's kind of hanging out a little bit over the tailgate. We get back to the campground, we're exhausted. And we kind of forgot the stuff was in the truck. And we were expecting the weather to be all right. So we kind of forgot about this stuff and left it in the back of the truck. And it wasn't all covered. And woke up the next morning, it had poured rain. So I'm not so sure if my beautiful new IKEA bookcases survived. So is that painful or what? Can you imagine going to IKEA and finally picking out bookcases and then it rains on your stuff? Unbelievable. Okay, so maybe I'm trying to decide whether I want to pull in the rich raspberry or go with the old olive. So if I do an old olive oval, it'll be like that. I'm thinking maybe raspberry. What do you think? I just have to get some. Okay. And of course, not knowing exactly what I was going to do, I didn't have any scrap out. So I'm thinking raspberry or old olive. Maybe that's too dark. Maybe that's too dark. Maybe it has to be sugar plum. Maybe it has to be sugar plum. My gosh. If I had been better prepared, I'd have these scraps ready. I think that's a lot better, don't you? You think old olive? Let's just cut both. Let's cut both. I have both out. So we'll just cut both. Okay, so, all right, so I have my stitched oval. I don't know if you can hear my husband yelling. Poor baby Bo. I think baby Bo wants to come crash into my room. And my husband's trying to contain him, and baby Bo's not easily contained. So I don't think my husband's going to be very happy when I go downstairs. Okay, so this is the size oval that I need. You can tell just by laying your die cut image inside so you can match it up. So let's just cut one of each and then we can decide what we're going to do. All right, now where did I put my top plate? All right. Hey, this is the workings of my mind. You're seeing it live right here. Some days my cards pan out, and some days my cards don't pan out. You never know. I had a plan in my head, but it was really rough. It was a really rough sketch. I just knew what I knew what I wanted to use for a stamp set and designer series paper, and that was about it. I never, ever, ever do these classes on the fly, ever. All right, so now we have this one. And then we have this one. And I think it kind of, I don't like the old olive, but I don't like the sweet sugar plum with the old olive there. So let me see if I have enough sugar plum. Pick my trimmer up off the floor. The guide fell out. Oh my gosh. Hey, you know what? It's a crummy looking day out. We're just kind of hanging out stamping. Oh, so 4 by 5 1/4. So let's see. Whoops. Didn't hit you too hard, did I? Let's play around with it. Maybe we go this way. So we have this, and we have this, and then this and that. How's that? Better? I kind of like that. All right, so we're gonna go with that. And then we want to do some ribbon. I've got some white ribbon. If we were doing the old olive, I had old olive ribbon. Then I have some natural ribbon, but I think I like this soft ribbon. So let's put this together and see what we come up with. All right, so need my adhesive. And if you could see my table, you would laugh. Probably because it looks like yours when you're creating. Because I am not much neater than anybody else. Actually, I'm a giant mess. I was planning on spending some time in my room this weekend getting my new bookcases put together if they survive the rain. And that's not going to happen because we're having company that I forgot about. I was told about it, but I completely forgot. All right, so I'm just gonna hack off a bunch. I'm coming up with a plan. I just have to get it to come together. And I think I want a bow. So I need a little bit more ribbon. Thanks for bearing with me. This is the total creative process here because I never, ever, ever do these classes without a plan, like an exact plan, without the sample sitting right smack in front of me. I don't think I have ever just winged it. I've had some cards sitting in front of me that I've reproduced incorrectly. That happened last week. Last Thursday, that happened. But I don't think I've ever just put some supplies on the table and said, okay, let's make a card. Because that is not my style. And this bow is not doing what I want it to do. But it's good enough. I'm not going to sit here all day playing with a bow. That's silly. All right. Just get my, ooh, that's a sharp tail. That's a little sharp. Let's take some of the curse off of that. Okay, so now that we've made a mess, I want to slide that over. Move my scissors out of my way. Put my sentiment down. You still with me? Okay, now I think dimensionals. All right. So remember last week when I was running out of dimensionals and I got reminded that I had the big, huge pack of dimensionals that we got with our paper pumpkin last month? Well, I was so horrified that I was running out of dimensionals that I placed 2 separate orders, and each order contained 3 packs of dimensionals. So I'll now have 6 packs of dimensionals. I won't have to place a dimensional order for a while. But I'm gonna have to still start, I'll have to keep ordering though, because I don't want it to be, I don't want to end up in the same situation that I said, oh, I had 6 packs, and then all of a sudden I have nothing. All right, so I'm thinking maybe down here. So I'm just gonna slide my ribbon over, and actually I have to take these and move them because otherwise I can't get my ribbon. My ribbon's not gonna be able to slide. So I have to, sorry, I gotta move these. But I'm sure that's happened to you. I'm sure I'm not the only person that has had to move dimensionals after they've already been stuck on really good. All right, so now I'm just gonna put this on. I need a little bit more room. Put that there. And then I'm gonna just give my bow a little twisty twist. So it's going snugger. And I want that a little bit smaller, I think. Cut that tail a little shorter. I can play with this bow a little bit more after the fact. There's no reason to be fiddling it with you watching me. All right, so I'm just gonna, I think I want to put this down flat. I don't think I want to put it on dimensionals. Can you see okay? Am I in the camera still? Okay, so there you go. We winged it and we made a card. What do you think? Yeah, I know. When in doubt, pop it out. Okay, so there you go. So there's a quick and easy card using the lovely Inside and Out stamp set that is on the retiring list, and using our beautiful Petal Garden Designer Series paper stack. And as you can see, even though I've used this for quite a few projects, I still have a ton of cardstock, and look at all the different patterns we have. All these different options for cards or scrapbook layouts. Oh my gosh, so many options. And I think that came out pretty good. And we know it's color coordinated because I used all of the colors that were used to create the papers and were listed on the paper pack. So we knew it was gonna look good as long as I could get the layout right. So what do you think? So hopefully you enjoyed it and liked the project. And I have inspired you to get out some of your Designer Series paper and just one stamp set and create a card. And if you're interested in either purchasing this stamp set or the Designer Series paper or any of the other items that I have used to create our card, you can hop over to my online store. You use that hostess code at checkout and you will receive your free gifts, your Eastern Palace 6-card kit with a $50 order and a free 4-card tutorial with any sized order. And again, I just want to remind you, don't be afraid of the Color Complete Revamp. Embrace it. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be wonderful. If you love some of these core colors that we're losing, don't be afraid to stock up. Buy your cardstock. Get your designer series papers that coordinate. Be sure to get your re-inkers so that your ink pads will last you a good long time. And be excited about it, because I'm really excited about it. I can't wait to use these new colors. And I will be back on Thursday with my giant box of goodies. And I will open it right here with you, probably about 7:30, depending on what time UPS comes. And I will be back at 5 o'clock on Thursday, Eastern Standard Time, with my usual Live at 5 card class using some of our current products, or maybe some oldies but goodies. So thank you for joining me tonight, and I hope you have a great evening. I'm very glad that you stamped with me today, and I look forward to seeing you again on Thursday. And I guess off the camera a little bit, you can see some of my giant mess. So I guess it's time for me to get cleaning. So have a great evening, everybody. I hope you enjoyed the card, and I will see you again on Thursday. If you have any questions at all, especially about the fabulous opportunity to join my team, I hope you'll reach out either on private messenger or via text or email, and I'm happy to answer any of your questions. So have a good night, everybody. Happy stamping. Bye.